Welcome back to our documentary series on the Ottoman Empire. In the previous episode, we witnessed the birth of the Ottoman state under Osman I, a small principality built on courage, vision, and unity. Now, the story continues. With Osman's son, Orhan Gazi, the man who transformed a frontier beylik into a powerful state and took the first bold steps toward Europe. This is the story of expansion, strategy, and the rise of a new imperial power. When Osman I passed away around 1323 or 1324, his son Orhan inherited more than just a small territory. He inherited a vision. Orhan Gazi was a skilled leader, intelligent, strategic, and disciplined. Under his rule, the Ottomans continued to grow in strength and ambition. But Orhan knew that to survive and thrive, the Ottomans needed to expand beyond Anatolia. They needed resources, fortresses, trade routes, and new lands. And so, Orhan set his eyes on a prize that would change Ottoman history forever. The city of Bursa. Bursa was a wealthy Byzantine city located in northwestern Anatolia. It was strategically important, a center of trade, culture, and military power. For years, Orhan laid siege to the city. The Byzantines resisted, but slowly their defenses weakened. Finally, in 1326, Bursa fell to the Ottoman. This was a monumental victory. Bursa became the first major capital of the Ottoman state. Orhan transformed it into a thriving center of government, culture, and Islamic learning. Mosques, schools, and public buildings were constructed. The Ottomans were no longer just warriors. They were now state builders and city rulers. Orhan did not stop at Bursa. In 1331, the Ottomans captured Nicaea, now known as Iznik, another important Byzantine city. Then, in 1337, they took Nicomedia, now Izmit, a key port city on the Sea of Marmara. With each conquest, the Ottoman state grew stronger. They controlled trade routes. They collected taxes from prosperous cities. Their army expanded with new recruits, warriors, farmers, and converts who believed in the Ottoman cause. By the late 1330s, the Ottomans controlled much of northwestern Anatolia, but Orhan had a greater ambition to cross into Europe. In the mid-14th century, the Byzantine Empire was crumbling. Internal conflicts, civil wars, and weak leadership left them vulnerable. Orhan saw an opportunity. In 1352, a powerful earthquake struck the region near Gallipoli, damaging the fortifications of the strategic peninsula. Orhan's forces moved quickly. They seized the fortress of Kimp near Gallipoli, establishing the first permanent Ottoman foothold in Europe. This was a turning point in world history. For the first time, a Turkish Muslim state had crossed the Dardanelles and established itself on European soil. The Byzantines were alarmed. Christian Europe was shocked. But the Ottomans were just beginning. Orhan was not just a conqueror, he was a brilliant organizer. He understood that to hold and expand an empire, you need more than just brave warriors. You need a disciplined, professional army. Under Orhan's rule, the Ottomans began developing the structures that would later become legendary. The Capiculu system, which were standing soldiers loyal to the Sultan. Early formations of the Janissaries, elite infantry units trained from a young age. And a centralized command structure with clear military ranks and responsibilities. These innovations gave the Ottomans a massive advantage over their rivals. While other armies were made up of temporary tribal fighters, the Ottomans were building a permanent war machine. Orhan was also a skilled diplomat. He knew that war alone could not guarantee long-term success. So, he used marriage alliances to strengthen Ottoman influence. In 1346, Orhan married Theodora, the daughter of Byzantine Emperor John VI Kantakouzenos. This marriage was strategic. It brought legitimacy to the Ottomans in the eyes of Byzantium. It opened doors for cooperation and political influence, and it showed the world that the Ottomans were not just raiders, they were a rising imperial dynasty, capable of negotiation, diplomacy, and statecraft. By the time of his death, around 1362, Orhan Gazi had transformed the Ottoman state. What was once a small principality was now a powerful regional empire with a thriving capital in Bursa, control over key Anatolian cities, a foothold in Europe, a disciplined and expanding army, and diplomatic ties with major powers. Orhan had laid the foundation for what would become one of the greatest empires in history. And now, the stage was set for the next generation. This concludes Part 2, the era of Orhan Gazi, the conqueror, the organizer, and the man who brought the Ottomans into Europe. In the next episode, we will witness the reign of Murad I, the Sultan who expanded deep into the Balkans, won the legendary Battle of Kosovo, and established the Ottomans as a dominant force in both Asia and Europe. To continue the story, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.